Greetings, here we are again. Needless to say that I'm more than happy to be here. Why? Because this is the first time that I greet you all. At first glance, I was kinda scared, but it doesn't matter. Today's topic is a horse of a different color. Why? Well, last week we talked about cyberbullying and all the background and all the story behind it. So today's topic it will be, for example, such a panel, let's say. Why? Because we are going to talk about the eating disorders and the impact of social media and also mental health that is involved at the end of the day in this case. So before getting it, I would love to introduce a little bit the topic itself. For example, the main topic, let's say, is eating disorders. But you might ask, how does it start, right? And the sad part is that most of the cases, it also starts just because of the insecurities or ourselves somehow. Why? Well, as you must know, most of you have seen, I hope so, that there are, for example, magazines and social media, though, that are showing, let's say, an standard beauty that is not good at all. Why? Well, most of the cases, you might think that it's a sore in the eye, let's say. But at the end of the day, it is not as good as we might think. Why? Because of the diet, all the, let's say, exercise or the treatment actually that is involved or behind it might not be as good as we might think, because it would it is not included only mental health but also the health itself. Because you might think, if I exercise every single day I would be more than healthy, but at the end of the day, if you exercise a big amount of hours, let's say, your body starts feeling bad and you will not be in the pink, let's say. So with this in mind, I just wanted to, for example, introduce this in this way, because most of the cases social media just show this, but they do not show the sad reality that is behind it, all the process and all the, let's say, thoughts that might go to your mind, right? With this in mind, let's get into it, right? Because nowadays, in the reality that we have got used to, let's be honest, it's almost everything about social media and so on. The sad part is that most people do not use social media just because of personal growth. They use this just because to see people that they might admire. I'm not gonna lie, and that it's kind of nice. It's someone that you like, let's say, and it might be, for example, your childhood's crush, something like that, let's say. And most people just use social media for it, and most of them for diets and routines, for exercising and so on. But the sad part is that most of them just think oh, I would like to be like him, as exactly as him or as her, let's say. So that's the part that is not good at all, because you're trying to compare with yourself with someone else, and that's not the point of all of, let's say, your purpose, because you're quite different. Every single person is a different universe, let's say, right? And before getting deeply, let's say, I would love to say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Why? Because I would say that it's a matter of point of views. Why? Because let's say I might think that Jennifer Lawrence is beautiful, but someone else might say that she is not, and so on with Henry Cavill. Most women might think that he is gorgeous, let's say, or handsome, and most of them might say he's not. So with this in mind, most of the cases we might say that all of these, let's say, models are sort of the for the eyes, let's say, but the sad reality, it's all that it has been behind their lives in order to look like they look nowadays, right? But as simple as a beauty standard nowadays is going to be a headache for most of the, let's say, adolescents that are also always on social media. And I would also love to introduce my two partners that are Jorling and also Serena, that are going to help to and also to promote more about this topic and so on. Before getting into Serena's part, I would love to ask some questions to a little guest that I have invited as a surprise for ya. And for example, there are three questions. First, how do social medias affect our body image, and how can we talk about body images with other people? And last one, how can we develop these let's say body images but in a healthy way? Hey Isaac, it's a pleasure to be here. I also appreciate the opportunity to be here. And those questions that you have mentioned before are tough not to crush. Why? Because it is a matter of mindsets. But well, let's start with the first one. Because this topic it needs to be on the table and talk about it as it's required. It is required, right? So coming back to the first question, social media does influence people. Why? Well, as simple as, let's say, small things that famous people could share, their followers might try to do it as well. That's how, for example, let's say that someone that is famous shares a quite difficult diet or routine. Most of them would try it, and that is not healthy at all. Why? Because we are not as, let's say, as healthy as the person would have shared this before. The second one, how can we talk about it? Well, in an assertive way. Why? Because this is a kind of difficult topic. Most people might have gotten offended just because of a little comment that might not be like, let's say, offensive. And the last one, about how we can develop this, it's a matter of mindsets. But what if social media helped to change some points of view that are not good at all? For example, some companies and so on. And I guess that's the way it is, and that would be the best way to avoid all of this and to see the, let's say, the best and the good side of social media, and how it can also improve the body image if we think about it.
Hello there, thank you Isaac for sharing this kind of information with us. Today I am going to explain a little bit more about this topic. In my case, my topic is about expert perspective. So we have three different kind of expert perspectives. So let's start. The first one is about psychologists in science. So psychologists specialize in body image and mental health that play a crucial role in understanding and addressing the complex issues of body image. and the impact of media exposure and societal pressures. They offer valuable insights into the psychological aspects of these challenges. The first challenges that I will share with you is about media exposure and societal pressures. The constant barrage of unrealistic body ideals and beauty standards through media platforms can lead to the detrimental psychological effects on individuals. Psychologists have found that excessive media exposure contributes to body dissatisfaction, lowered self-esteem, and even the development of eating disorders. So this is the elephant in the room. These images often create ununderstandable brain marks. Individuals strive to meet, causing significant distress. The second challenge that we have today is about therapeutic approaches and interventions. So psychologists employ various therapeutic approaches to help individuals improve their body image and self-esteem. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or we can call that like CBT. It's commonly used to address negative thought patterns related to body image. Through CBT, individuals learn to challenge and reframe negative self-perceptions. Additionally, therapies like acceptance and commitment therapy focus on developing a healthier relationship with our body by emphasizing values and mindfulness. The second point in this topic is about nutritionist input. Nutritionists provide a unique perspective on the connection between body image, nutrition, and the influence of diet culture. Their experience extends beyond food to understanding how societal messages impact our relationship with our bodies and eating habits. However, nutritionists recognize the importance of fostering a positive relationship between food and our body. They emphasize intuitive eating, encouraging individuals to listen to their bodies, cues, and eat based on hunger rather than rigid diets or external pressures. This approach helps reveal a truth in our bodies and cultivate a higher body image. As well, we have another one. This is a diet culture, characterized by restrictive eating patterns and unrealistic body goals, can significantly contribute to negative body image. Nutritionists play a role in dispelling diet myths and providing evidence-based information about balanced eating. More also by educating people about the harmful effects of extreme diets, nutritionists empower people to make informed decisions. The last point that I would like to share with you is about body image experts strategies. Professionals specializing in body image and self-esteem enhancement offer practical strategies and techniques that empower individuals to develop a positive body image and withstand the pressures created by social media. Body image experts encourage individuals to focus in their abilities and qualities beyond physical appearance. Furthermore, they promote self-acceptance by helping individuals to recognize that their looks do not solely define their worth. However, this involves practicing self-compassion and embracing one's uniqueness. And finally, body image experts equip individuals with tools to navigate media influences effectively in order to emphasize critical media literacy, teaching individuals to deconstruct and analyze images that often portray unrealistic reality by recognizing and questioning digital altered photographs. Individuals can reduce the negative impact of media on their self-perception because nowadays we know young people follow the different kind of famous people, and the reality that they show in their social medias is not true. But we have the problem that people follow or believe that it is true, but we know sometimes is fixed with some programs and the image is not true at all because it has some changes. So we need to be careful with that, and we shouldn't believe in all that we see in social media. So my coworker Serena will share with you more information about this topic. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Serena. Thank you Isaac and Jolene for all the information that you shared with us. And now I want to talk about experiences and coping strategies for eating disorders. And I want you to know that this campaign was born because we are frustrated about how the system works, because they are selling us lies. That's the truth, because perfect bodies don't exist. I would say that the real beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. That is sounds like a cliche, right? But it's the truth. Well, this system works selling us lies because of consumption. They want that you and me buy makeup, clothing, and surgeries. So that's the reason why we are destroying ourselves, because we don't look in this natural way. We want to look like the girl in the magazine or the girl in the movie. So, and that is a completely lie. That's not true. And well, that's why our campaign was born. And now I want to share my personal experience about eating disorder and some comments of people, of girls who have been suffered from this. And well, I want to start with the mine. When I was like 7 years old until I turned around 15 years old, I used to hate the food. I didn't want to know nothing about food. When was the hour to eat, it was like a sacrifice for me. Even my mother had to give me the food because otherwise I didn't eat. So why that happened to me, you don't know, but I realized that I had a eating disorder until like 2 years ago. And that happened to me because I remember I had a cousin, and she lived nearby our house. And my sisters always, when she come to our house, says that, "Oh, you are so beautiful. It's because you eat more, and what a beautiful legs, what a beautiful body you have." And they told me, "It's because you are so thin. You are not as beautiful as her." And well, I realized until 2 years ago that that was kind of trauma for me. And maybe that, or maybe not, I am completely sure that for that reason I didn't want to eat. And well, it's something hard to know that your own family can hurt you a lot. But I have to say that when you love yourself, nothing else matters. And that was what happened to me. I started to worry about my mental and physical health. I don't know why, but now I don't care about the appearance of anybody. I can see me in a mirror and to say, "What a beautiful you are, and you are unique, and you deserve everything that you want." But that was to get here. I passed for a very hard path, and so I want you to know that I understand what difficult is this process, right? In addition, I also discovered in this process that beauty is only skin deep, you know? I don't know if you have seen to somebody and you say, "I don't know what that person has, but I really want to have that." And it's I don't know, like it's like a bright or a light that they have in their eyes, and it doesn't matter how they feel, how they look, and it's just like you really want to have that. And that's, you know what, self-esteem. When your eyes has this bright, and it's because that person loves themselves. So just for you to know that the beauty is only skin deep. And now I want you to see these comments, and I want you to listen a little bit to Demi Lovato and her thinking, I would say, after fighting with this eating disorder, because all of them have like the same opinion, and it's something curious.
Over these last 2 years, I've tried to stop starving myself and making myself throw up, but I can't. I work on it every day, but I'm so used to it that it just doesn't even faze me.
I know that I will be recovered at some point, but I think it takes a lot of work to get there, because it isn't like one day everything clicks into place. Things click and then things fall apart.
It's a roller coaster. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but at the end, I know it'll be worth it.
It's the best decision I ever made. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. Every day is worth it.
Happiness. Eating the food you want, not losing your hair, being able to do physical activity without fainting.
Do we ever fully recover? I don't know that.
Fake? I honestly don't think that you can ever fully recover
I think a full recovery is almost impossible because you're always going to have some sort of whatever you had in the past in your body still or in your mind.
Awesome. It's hard. It's super hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. But it's worth it.
Cheers to being alive. I don't know.
Okay.
I never found recovery in my eating disorder fully until I found balance in my food, in my exercise. And I know that it'll still affect me for the rest of my life, but it's manageable, and the voice has gotten so quiet that it no longer rules my life, and I no longer feel like I'm in a prison.
And you may think that Demi Lovato has everything that we can wish in our life. And even though she has this mental condition, well, as you could see, all of them had similar opinions. Like, now they can be stronger than the boys inside their head. And well, that makes me have the conclusion that this fight, this struggle is between you and you, is in your head. So you need to work really hard in order to be only one voice in your head. Well, now, last but not least, I have some suggestions or some strategies to deal with this process. And the number one is accept you have a problem. I know that can be difficult because you need to this is the hardest part because your ego don't want to accept that you need help. And as I was telling you, it's very difficult sometimes notice that you have a problem. I realized that I have a problem, like, I don't know, 20 years later. But I will give you a link here in order to realize that if you have an eating disorder or not. The number two is express your emotions and feelings. If only you were able to understand how powerful and magical, I would say, can be express your emotions and your feelings. Being you, no matter what people say, that really makes you strong and powerful. And the number three is love yourself, as nobody in this world can do it. And I know that can sound like cliche, but this really can be the solution for many problems. Now, to conclude, forget everything about standards of beauty and love and accept your body. And you know what? You are going to die. I am going to die. So appreciate everything that you have. Appreciate your body that allows you to do a lot of things in every single day. And enjoy your life. Well, thank you for being here with us. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do it now. And don't forget that nothing else matters more than love yourself.